Hi, so today I'm going to be making my thick styled chili that everyone seems to enjoy here at our house. I'm going to start by browning some lean ground beef in a Dutch oven here on high. I'm just going to break it up with a spoon. And start sauteing that. I like to season the beef before I cook it with salt, garlic powder, black pepper, so that way the beef has some good flavor. So I continue to break up the beef until it's a lot smaller. I do that on about medium-high heat. I also am going to dice 1.5 yellow onions. You can dice it as big or as small as you'd like. I like to do mine a little bit on the small side. When I cook, I like to do a lot of things simultaneously. I know that some people like to have all of their veggies and things chopped up, but I like to do it as I go along, saving me some time, but it just depends on how you like to cook. I'm also going to dice up 2 stalks of celery. Again, you can chop it as big or as small as you like, but I like to keep mine fairly small. I don't like big chunks of celery. Once I have the onions and the celery all chopped up, I like to throw that right into the pot and get those softening up. Now I'm going to dice up my bell peppers. I like to just remove the outer core, just like you see, and I have very minimal waste. And then I'm going to dice the peppers up as well. You can keep the peppers a little bit on the bigger side. I like for them to show up. You can start adding the peppers as you have them all chopped to the pot, and then mix them around and let them sweat and saute. I'm going to go ahead and chop my red bell pepper. You can use any colored bell pepper. I prefer red and green in chili. Add the red bell peppers right into the pot. Start sauteing with the rest of the vegetables and beef. So now I'm going to add a few more seasonings. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of cumin. I'm also going to add half a tablespoon of cayenne pepper. Typically I would use chili powder, and I just didn't have any in the cupboard, and really it did just fine. There's no difference. I'm sure there is a big difference, but it's no big deal. And I'm also going to add just about a tablespoon of paprika. I add about 2 ounces of tomato paste. When I open a can of tomato paste, I usually reserve whatever I'm not using in a Ziploc bag and I just toss it in the freezer. So today I had a little bit more than 2 ounces, but that's okay. It's a very forgiving recipe. But yeah, about half a can or about 2 ounces will do for a pot this size. Stir everything together and get everything nice and distributed in the pot. I'm now going to add about 28-ounce can of whole tomato. Again, it's what I had. If you have diced tomatoes, that's fine. I just broke up the whole tomatoes with my wooden spoon. The tomatoes just kind of dissolve right into the chili really easily. Let that simmer for about a minute or two while you open your beans. I rinse and drain my beans. This is about 4 cans, 4 19-ounce cans. I like to use red and white kidney beans. You can use any type of bean, dried, black beans, it's up to you. I like to buy the cans with no salt added. That way I can control a lot of the salts. And today I had 2 cans of no salt added on the red, but the white beans were not the no salt added cans, and it's just fine. You just have to adjust your seasoning at the end and make sure you don't put too much salt in the beginning. I actually don't typically add corn every single time, but it worked out so well. My whole family really liked putting in the corn. So go ahead and add that if you like a little bit of sweetness from the corn. Stir everything together, and it does look like we need to add liquid, but if you have a tight fitting lid, a lot of the moisture from all of these vegetables just cook down, and you do end up getting a lot more moisture in the pot. So as long as you keep the heat on low and you stir occasionally and have a heavy bottom pot, you should be good for a thick chili like this. I'm just going to stir things up, cover it with a lid, and you'll see when I come back to it after about not even 10 minutes, a lot of the liquid has come out of the vegetables. So the vegetables have released a lot of their fluid, their juices. And now I'm gonna stir thoroughly, and I'm gonna put the lid back on, and I'm gonna let this simmer away on low for about 45 minutes, and I'm gonna stir the pot occasionally throughout that 45 minutes. I'm just trying to show you here how there's liquid in the pot, it's not dry. This chili is really great for a thick, hearty bowl of chili. If you like to see a lot of vegetables in your chili, it's really good too. It freezes so well, and it really does go so good on a tray of nachos. It absolutely works so well. It doesn't make anything soggy. So now you can see I've taken the lid off again after another 10-15 minutes, and a lot more moisture has released from all of the peppers and the tomatoes in the pot. Now you just get to serve yourself some of this thick chili. You can top it with all of your favorite toppings. You can most certainly add more heat. In my case, I'm feeding my family, so my kids do not like a lot of heat. I'm just shredding some old or strong cheddar on top, a dollop of sour cream, and I'm just gonna add a couple of tortilla chips on the side. But you can, like I said, add anything that you like. You can crumble your chips on top, you can skip the cheese and the sour cream and keep it dairy free, and you're going to enjoy. I hope you guys like this recipe. Give it a try. I do want to remind you that this is a large serving. This fed my family of 4 at least twice. So we froze a big portion of it and put it in the freezer for a second time, and we still had leftovers the next day for some small lunches for the kids. So it definitely is a crowd pleaser, and it's very affordable and easy to make. Enjoy a wonderful bowl of stick to your rib chili.